Steve?
Meanwhile, from a drug-dealing thug to a multi-millionaire, rapper 50 Cent story is compelling and detailed in his book, From Pieces to Weight. But should this story and this book be the one inspiring your kids in the classroom? That's what one school district is doing in New York State, and it has some parents outraged. We are joined right now by Reverend Marlo Washington, chairman of the Rochester Literacy Movement. Good morning to you, Reverend.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks. But I know you're a little bugged this morning that the school district up there put 50 Cent's story, his book, on the summer reading list. Why?
That is correct. That is correct. Well, I think that we can use other morally grounded books that shares and espouses from someone else with some type of moral background, at least moral fiber, who comes from the rags to riches of life, other than using someone who consistently uses profanity, sex, violence, and drugs as a way to get to where one is getting.
Speaking of profanity,
and
yeah, right,
just,
Reverend, I looked up online yesterday, and I looked into the book, and I saw at least 50 excerpts where they used the F word, and that was just, and that was in some clean situations as well. But what about the argument, Reverend, that, look, this is a guy who made it out of the mean streets, and he survived, and now he's making money, so maybe kids can learn from it?
No, this is not how we want our kids to learn. I think the way we want our kids to learn is to understand that you can become successful but still have a moral grounding. I think the problem is that we're teaching our kids that you can be successful, but by any means necessary. And by the way, if it means that you degrade women, by the way, if it means that you go ahead and have sex, by the way, if you go ahead and just continue to do all of the bad things of life and emulate that type of lifestyle from the ghetto in order to get wealthy or successful, that's a wrong message. And I don't think that any school district should be supporting and endorsing any type of behavior in that regard.
Well, Reverend, here's what the school district says. They say, quote, "The Rochester School District believes it is important to provide students with reading options that will engage them and encourage thoughtful discussion in the classroom. This book, which was one of some 80 books students could choose from, presents a learning opportunity that is at the core of what education is about: critical thinking, debate, and discussion of opposing viewpoints." Sir, go ahead.
I don't agree with that. I think in my city, in Rochester alone, we're going through enough of the drug culture. We're going through enough of all kinds of other kinds of major problems in our school district. And I just cannot believe, I just cannot think that my school district in Rochester would go ahead and say that this would incite or this would create thoughtful, provocative discussion in the classroom, and then it's okay. I guess it will create provocative discussion, but what it would also do, it will take that discussion to another level. And we are trying to prevent our kids from taking this type of discussion and going to another level, whereby they will now begin to practice what they're discussing. So I have a major problem conservatively because of the fact that, we can discuss anything, but then after you discuss in theory, then you take that discussion and you practice it in reality. And I think enough of our kids are living that life now. We are seeing a lot of our young people living that life now. Why would we want to continue to discuss a lifestyle that we're already living and then continue to talk about it and then go to the next level to practice it even more?
Excellent points. Reverend Marlo Washington, thank you very much for joining us today from Rochester.
And have a good day now.
Thank you. You as well. Hey, what do you think, people watching? Would you let your kids read the 50 Cent book? Email us right now, friends@foxnews.com.